What's up, guys? I'm Newbie Dave, and welcome to the Weekend Update. Let's get started. How's it going, everybody? Yes, we are back at our old base today. I had to come back to do a little bit more resource gathering. My new base is really just sort of cosmetic. I'm just building stuff for the fun of it. It's not really functional in the sense that I don't have a lot of farms over there. So all my crops, the trees that I plant specifically to get different types of wood, my iron farm, my gold farm, all that stuff is still back over here. So I have to come back here every now and then to do some resource gathering and some maintenance and stuff like that. And as such, I'm traveling back and forth between my new base and my old base a whole lot. To get to my new base, I really just fly. I go up to the top of my gliding platform and I fly all the way over here. It's very simple, it's very easy. Not quite as quick as going through the Nether, but to me it's a whole lot more convenient because I don't have to go to the Nether portal, run through the Nether, come back out. I just glide. But to get back, I do go through the Nether because I don't have a gliding platform over here. Haven't taken the time to do that yet. Get out of here, creeper. And so it's been a lot of back and forth, especially going through the Nether. And I think it's time to finally do something that I've just been putting off, not because I don't want to, just because I've been doing a lot of other stuff. But I think it's finally time to do something in the Nether, and that is not really a full-on Nether hub. I just need a better tunnel to get back and forth between my old base and my new base. Because this large gap that I carved out surrounded by netherrack is just, it's boring. It's plain. And if I took the time to really decorate and fancy up the tunnel in my new base that just cuts through the mountain to my gliding platform, I might as well take the time to sort of fancy up my little nether tunnel here a little bit. So the dimensions of this tunnel currently, it is 3 blocks wide and 4 blocks tall. It was actually 3 by 3, but then I removed a 4th layer of blocks from the top to just go ahead and get ready for this build. I am going to also have to remove a layer from the floor and a layer from each wall so we can put in our own custom blocks that we want. I am going to be doing another ice road like I did up top to get between all my other nether portals up there, but I don't want to just put in ice and then have the rest of this still ugly netherrack and blackstone and quartz and stuff. I want to do something nice with it. It's not terribly long. I can take the time to do something nice with it. And what I want to do is I'm going to do a lot of blackstone. I've got a lot of blackstone in here, and then I'm also going to do a little bit of amethyst blocks. I have absolutely loved the amethyst blocks since they were added in 1.17. I built my original base directly on top of an amethyst geode, so I would have unlimited supply of this stuff, and I haven't really used it that much. I've been trying to find ways to incorporate it into some builds, and I think that this is a great opportunity to use it. So it's going to be a lot of blackstone, a lot of amethyst blocks. And then I will be doing a strip of ice, really packed ice down the middle for the boats. And then we'll be doing a bunch of glass panes along the sides to keep the boat in the middle. So to start with, we've got to tear all this up and make room for all those blocks. So I'm going to start with the floor, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the entire floor, even though I'm only going to be doing ice down the middle, because I want to decorate the whole thing. So I don't want there to be gravel and netherrack around the ice. I want there to be blocks that I deliberately put there. And especially since we are working in the nether, any one of these netherrack, as soon as I break it, there could be a little pocket of lava behind it. And so I don't want to put the ice in and then be working around it and have lava spill out and melt the ice. So I'm going to remove all of this first, and then I'll come in and put the ice in and the blackstone bricks around it that I'm going to have. This tunnel, I believe it's about 180, 190 blocks from one end to the other. And so that's a pretty good size. Oh, hello. So that's a pretty good size. If it was too much longer than that, I don't think I would take the time to do walls and ceiling and floor for the entire tunnel, because that's just it's a lot of resources, it's a lot of time and effort, and frankly I've got better stuff to do. But something that's only 100, 200 blocks long, you can take the time to sort of decorate that. And if you don't want to do it all in one go, you can kind of break it up. Maybe you put in the ice path to get started. Oh, hello there. This is exactly why I decided to move my tunnels through the Nether down to this Y level at the very, very bottom, because I was hoping that as I start digging around and doing stuff like this, I would find a lot of netherrack. And so, hey, and it looks like my plan is coming to fruition. So yeah, like I was saying, if you want to do it all in pieces, like I would probably start with the ice, because that's the most like practical, utilitarian piece to start with, and then maybe come back afterwards and add the walls, and then maybe come back and add the ceiling or the roof when you're done, and just sort of build it up piecemeal like that. You could also just do like, I don't know, 100 blocks of material and then come back later and do another 20, or just keep adding it to it as you get more resources. So for bigger projects like this, especially if you've got like 1,000 block long tunnel through the Nether that you're trying to build up, just break it up into smaller bite-sized projects to work on. Alright, I'm going to make a sort of temporary little workstation area over here, because I can't put this stuff on the ground. I'm going to be working on the ground, replacing the ground, so I need this to sort of be tucked away in the wall there. So what I'm going to do, let me get my ice out. That will be the first thing that I start with. And then around that, I'm going to do some blackstone, some polished blackstone bricks. You guys know how much I love this stuff. It was my de facto, this is what I love to build stuff with material before deep slate was added. And I consider deep slate for this build, but given that we're in the Nether and things are all like dark and ominous and everything, I just figured the blackstone would be more fitting for this build. So we're going to do a stripe of ice straight down the middle. And in case you missed my previous episode several weeks ago, this was before 1.18, where I did the ice roads through the Nether up top. The purpose of this is you put down ice and you get a boat, and whoa, hello. Boats travel super fast across ice. And so this is a really great way to get around in the Nether. Just build a long tunnel, put down some ice, get in a boat, and you can get through the Nether so much faster than running. Even faster than going across like soul sand with soul speed boots. Now yes, blue ice is the fastest, but it takes a lot of ice to make blue ice. And so packed ice I think is a good compromise. Oh, and I'm like 20 ice short. That's okay, I've got some more back at my base, I think. I've got some more ice that I can turn into packed ice, so we can fill this in. But yeah, blue ice is the fastest, but it's not that much faster than packed ice, and so I like to use packed ice for my ice roads. And then around that, I'm going to do some polished blackstone bricks like this, and I'll do this on both sides. Alright, so we've got the ice down the middle, we've got our nice polished blackstone bricks on the side. Now this is almost going to work, but not quite, because as soon as the boat gets off the ice, it's going to slow down, and it's like super slow. And it is impossible to keep the boat in the middle of this. So to fix that, what we need to do, we could just do ice across the entire floor, but that's going to take a ton of ice. And so instead, what we can do is we can put some glass panes on the left and right side that will keep the boat centered above the ice so it can't drift off, but it provides enough room for the boat, because the boat is it's a little bit more than 1 block wide. And so if you only make this thing 1 block with just the ice, then the boat's going to like clip through the walls and you're going to have a bad day. So we'll put down a couple of glass panes like this. We'll put them on both sides. And now you can see if we get in our boat, the glass panes, they keep us on the ice. And so that's going to be the plan. However, before we put the glass panes in, I need to put in the walls that are going to go behind them, because I don't want there to be netherrack behind the glass panes. Actually, now that I think about it, if I go ripping up all this netherrack right now, if there's any lava behind it, it could flow down and melt the ice. If I put in the glass panes first, then the glass panes will like hold the lava back. So maybe I do. Maybe I put in the glass panes first. Let me do that. So I'm just going to leave my workstations there for the time being until I have somewhere better to put them. And we'll just go down and put the glass panes along the black stone bricks that we put on the left and right side of this. And again, jumping will really help with this. And I need to leave a little bit open here at the end, because obviously we need to get to and from the nether portal on this side. Put in the rest of my ice that I went back to my base and got, and then we'll do some glass on the other side. And there we go. Now let's put, that's not a boat, that's ice. Now let's put our boat down and we can just zoom right through this this hallway. This is going to be so much faster getting back and forth between my bases now. I think one of the problems that I'm going to face is, since I tend to glide from my new base to my old base and only go through the Nether the other direction, is my boat's always going to end up on the other side. So I'm probably going to have to like leave a chest full of boats on this end and then periodically just bring a bunch of boats back with me. Now for the row of blocks I'm going to do behind the glass panes, I could just do some more of the black stone. I don't know why I broke that. More of the black stone bricks that I've got here. Or I could try to mix it up a little bit and do a different block there, just so it's not all the same block type. I think I'm going to try the polished black stone. I think, yeah, if I don't like it, I can tear it all out and turn the polished blackstone back into polished blackstone bricks. So let's try the polished blackstone first, just to have a little bit more variety in the blocks that we use in this build. So I'm going to start on this side, and what I want to do is kind of get behind the glass, and then we'll just go tearing down through this. I'm going to get some netherrack on my hotbar just in case I do accidentally poke through to any lava. I can quickly fill it in, patch it up so it doesn't like ruin my day. And as with any big project like this, keep an eye on your tool durability. I'm doing a whole lot of mining for this project. I've got a 200 block long tunnel, and I've got to remove I don't know, like a dozen rows of blocks all the way along this thing. I'm gonna burn through this netherite pickaxe pretty fast, and I don't want to lose it, especially now that we lost our furnace XP farms. That's a real bummer. I'm gonna have to go back to my gold farm to repair this thing once it gets low. Alright, so I removed 3 layers from the wall. I think that may have been unnecessary. I think I might have only needed to remove 2 layers because of what I'm planning for the ceiling, but it's okay. If I have to put back a layer of netherrack, that's not the end of the world. Alright, and so let us put this polished blackstone directly behind the glass, and I'll do a little bit and take a step back and kind of look at how that looks. Yeah, I like that. It's subtle. It's not like, holy cow, that's a completely different block than what's in the floor. But you look at it and you're like, okay, yeah, I can see the variety there. So this is good. I like it. All right, and now, now for the creme de la creme of this build, we are going to put in a row of amethyst blocks above this, and this is going to look so good. I practiced this in a creative build, and I went through a couple different block varieties for this sort of middle layer that's going to be different from all the polished blackstone. And look at this, with the amethyst, the purple and the amethyst and the blackstone. Oh, it looks so good together. Especially once we get this whole thing done and it's all blackstone and we get some lighting in so it's not so dark. It's just going to look so good. Plus, I just love that tinkling sound that amethyst blocks make when you place them and when you walk on them. It's so cool. Okay, I think it is time to move these because I got all the way down here and realized that I hadn't put in the floor below these things. There we go, just like that. Now, above the amethyst, I am going to do one more row of the blackstone. I'm going to do the blackstone bricks this time instead of the solid ones. So just go all the way across with a 3rd layer like this. And then for the 4th layer, because I don't want this thing to be a square. I don't want it to be 3x3, I want it to be 3x4. So we do need 3 layers of wall, and then I'm going to do something a little bit different for the roof. There we go. So before we turn to the roof, I think I need to repeat this on the other side now. So let's get both walls put in, and then we'll work on the ceiling. Oh, and here we found a little blackstone vein. I'm going to go ahead and take all this because I don't think I have enough blackstone to finish this project. I underestimated how much is going to be required because of all the different rows that I'm doing out of this stuff. And then I'm going to take the time to kind of fill most of this in, even though you're never going to see it. Because I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but I just get super paranoid that I'm going to leave these big open gaps and then mobs are going to spawn inside those gaps, and they're not going to do anything. They're just going to be like stuck in the wall if they do spawn back there. But I don't know, I just always feel the compulsion to fill in those gaps that I dig out while mining. So good news is I'm pretty sure that I will have enough durability on my netherite pickaxe to get through this whole build without having to go repair it. I am keeping an eye on it because the last thing you want is to just get distracted while working on a build and suddenly your netherite tools break. But I do think at the rate that we're burning through it, we'll be able to get through this without having to go repair it. Hello, lava. Figured that would happen at some point. No, don't burn up my ice. Wow. Okay. Okay. I was expecting to lose some ice from that, but I guess maybe it has to stay in contact longer than just a few seconds. Alright, there we go. Finished both walls, and now we can start working on the roof. And so the reason I don't need to do a 4th row of blocks on each wall is because what I want to do on the roof is we're going to do some upside down stairs. So these can just go directly on the side of that block like this, and that's why we don't need to dig that block out. So I'm going to do some upside down stairs along both sides. Y'all, I seriously underestimated how much blackstone this was going to take. My goodness. Fortunately, we're in the Nether where blackstone is very abundant, so it's easy to get more. So yeah, as I was saying before I so rudely ran out of resources due to lack of preparation, we're going to do upside down stairs in the corner between the wall and the roof. Come on. Upside down stairs, there we go, between the wall and the roof all the way down both sides of the wall. There we go. What I like about this is it gives the tunnel this sort of arched roof look, which I really like. That way it's not just this big long rectangle. There's a little bit of a curvature to it. Now that leaves this one little track going down the middle that we need to fill in, but before we do, I want to deal with our lighting situation. A lot of times for these nethery sort of builds, I like to, not always, but a lot of times I like to incorporate open flames or lava for the lighting. I just think it looks really good because the Nether is a very on fire place. There's a lot of lava lakes, lava waterfalls, there's random burning netherrack all over the place, and so I think it just sort of blends in really well. But because we have this ice road, unfortunately I don't want to do that because I don't want to risk melting the ice. So instead I'm going to go with glowstone. Glowstone comes from the Nether, and so it's a good sort of natural native light source. And I'm going to put these in the ceiling. So every 10 blocks, I'm going to put a glowstone in the ceiling, and I'm actually going to dig one block out and put it in so it's sort of flush with the row of blocks that's currently there. So to measure this out, I put that one at -5 in the X coordinate, so I'm just going to go down 5 more to 5. And we'll do another one here, and then I'll go down to 15 and so on. So that'll make it very easy to measure these things out. We'll just look at our X coordinate and place them every 10 blocks. Yeah, there we go. So that's a nice pretty light source up in the ceiling like that. Really lights up this whole tunnel really well. Now we can come back and finish up the rest of it. And for the rest of it, I'm going to do some the polished blackstone slabs. And I think just like I did behind the panes of glass, I think I'm just going to do actual polished blackstone slabs and not the blackstone brick slabs. And so we'll just put this on the bottom of the row of blocks that's already there, so it's kind of flush with these stairs, which actually means that our glowstone is going to appear to be sunken into the ceiling a little bit. It's not completely sunken in, but I like that better than having it stick out, because you can see once we get this going a little ways that you look down the hall and you can't really see the glowstone anymore until you get right underneath it. Then you can look up and see it. So it's providing a nice source of light for this tunnel without it really being in your face. I don't know why this is actually making me kind of dizzy. It's just so repetitive, and I'm looking straight up and it's right in front of me. Yeah, okay. There we go. Nice. So look at this thing. Now that we've got it completely filled in, there's no more netherrack. It's all this blackstone bricks, the polished blackstone, the beautiful amethyst, our glass, our ice. This thing looks really good now. And so now as we go cruising down this thing, oh, that's so much more fun. That's so much better than what used to be here. So on this side, which is near my old base, I'm going to leave the steps. I'll probably come in and put in some actual like stairs, like maybe the blackstone stairs that I've been using for the tunnel itself. But I'm going to leave my nether portal up here in this little workroom area. Maybe at some point I'll come and do something with this room so it looks a little bit nicer. And then on the other side, I may end up doing something with a short tunnel that leads from this tunnel to the other nether portal. But really what I wanted to focus on today was this tunnel to get back and forth between the two. And I may expand this as well to my other tunnels, because I still have up top here. Oh, hello. I still have my old nether portals over there that lead to the ocean monument, and there was another one I think to the desert or something. I don't even know if that one connects anymore. But yeah, I may end up moving those nether portals down to the same Y level I've got down here, like Y12 or 11 or whatever, and then digging some new tunnels over to those. That way it's all at the same level and I don't have to go up and down to get to different nether portals. But for today, I think this is going to wrap it up. Love this tunnel. This looks so good, so much better than the old netherrack and blackstone that was here, and it's so much more fun to go down. So that is going to wrap things up for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I didn't even realize this until just now, but my enchanted netherrack armor actually blends in really well with the amethyst blocks. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Big shout out to my patron, the Rabid Donkey. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button, and while you're down there, feel free to subscribe so you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks y'all, and have a great day.